Good morning, everyone. Thursday, the 4th of June, another day in lockdown. I was struck in the reading this morning from Ecclesiastes. It is written presumably by King Solomon, although he does not put his name to this letter. Written by what must surely be an older man, so towards the latter life of King Solomon. And he reflects back on his life, and he comes almost to this morbid conclusion, and yet there's a real message behind it. This conclusion that we perhaps perceive as being morbid, saying, what's the use of life? The bad people eat, drink, and are merry and die, and the good people eat, drink, and are merry and die. What's the difference? Why should we even try to be good? And yet that is a question that is meant to open the door to much further contemplation. And I believe what the author, presumably King Solomon, is saying to us, do your best, but know that you are not in complete control of this world and even in complete control of your life. You do not determine the time of your birth and the time of your death. You do not even determine the manner of your death. You cannot determine whether a COVID-19 disease pandemic will strike the world or not. So learn what you can do and do it. Don't be like the foolish who do absolutely nothing and exploit what they can for their own gains. Do what you can do. Know your boundaries. But ultimately, God is in control. And so this is the paradox. We live a life that is somewhat out of control. We think we might be in control, but it's somewhat out of control, except that God is in control ultimately, and we may not understand what God is doing, but God is in control. Let God be in control. And that which God has planned for the future, Solomon acknowledges, as we all do, this world is not perfect. It leaves a lot to be desired, but there are reasons for that. God will come back and claim us. Those who call upon his name claim us back to himself. So ultimately, all the problems we experience here become nothing. They disappear when we are truly in the kingdom of God. And that, I believe, is the learning from Ecclesiastes. So as we cope in our life with the lockdown, with economic disadvantages coming our way, with the fraud and the corruption and the brutality of police and military and thieves, all of this, just trust God. It will get better. And in the kingdom of God, which is to come, we will know perfect peace, perfect health. At this moment in time, life throws many a curved ball at us. Don't let it stress you unnecessarily. Live with it, but keep that focus on God. Keep your relationship with God alive. Folks, wonderful, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Bye-bye.